Okay, family. Per usual, black love, black pride, black power. You have to know yourself, to love your people, and you gotta cancel those subscriptions to White Supremacy Weekly. And I'm going to have to beg you immediately, as of right now, to check that ego at the play button, okay? If you can't set that ego aside, now is not a good time to continue on in this video because I'm going to say some things that's going to bruise a lot of my brother's egos. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Especially our religious brothers. I know religion has got y'all really hyped up on this idea of patriarchy and the men being the start and the birth and the creators of everything. I know, baby. I know that Bible got you hooked on that idea and concept. Like, I know it's hard to come up off of, but we gotta let that go. I'm sorry. Now, a lot's been going on. I've been seeing it on social media. I've dealt with it in conversation with the Hebrew Israelite recently, and I just be hearing brothers and stuff all the time having problems with the concept of the black woman being God. First off, I would like to note that saying the black woman is God is not saying that the black man is not. Get out of that European mental concept of everything being a binary. If it's not up, it's down. If it's not left, it's right. If it's not green, it's red. No, that's not the case, okay? So my thing is, when I say the black woman is God, that's not saying that black men ain't shit, because I best believe you guarantee anything that comes out of this thing right here is going to be in my likeness and it's going to have that same divinity and stuff as me. So say I birth a son, my son is not going to not be a God because you came from me. That's just not happening, So I'm not going to produce anything less than what I am. I'm not going to create anything less than what I am, which is an important conversation or concept to understand, especially for these ego-driven brothers out here that refuse to hear anything less than the idea that it's all about them, because patriarchy and the religious concept of patriarchy as well is such a comfortable, it's like only one of the only comforts in the system that we live in as a man. As a black man, one of the only comforts that you have is the fact that you are a man, period. So I understand it gets difficult when a woman comes along, especially a dark-skinned black woman comes along and tells you you're still a man, but it's not all about you. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to take it back to West African spiritualism. I was doing a lot of studying and researching up on that. Now, I am not here to tell niggas that they are worthless and unimportant and ain't shit. This is not reverse patriarchy. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of African matriarchy, or even just a misunderstanding of power dynamics and whatnot. With that being said, I'm not here to replace black men in patriarchy with black women in matriarchy. That's not happening. Okay? So again, let's check those egos and let's realize that that is not what's happening. With that being said, I like to picture it like this, okay? The universe itself is blackness. It's matter, it's darkness. We can think of the universe, the multiverses. We can think of the dark matter that universes and stuff exist in as our cosmic black woman. Everything that can possibly be imagined is in this blackness, in this darkness, in this cosmic womb of this cosmic black woman. However, in order to manifest these different realities, these different things and stuff in this darkness, in this womb per se, you need the spark, you need the energy, you need the whatever zaps that, and pow, it happens. And that energy I would equate to our cosmic black man. So the creation, everything that can possibly be created is already, everything is already in that blackness. Just the bringing it and manifesting it into fruition and manifesting it into reality would be our cosmic black man. So let's take that to a micro scale. That was our macro scale. That was our cosmic scale. Let's bring it back down to a micro scale. I'm a woman. A lot of people like to draw diagrams and say that, black men's sperm is the seed, this, that, and the third, we'll do block and boot. I don't quite understand it to be that way. I know that's the way we've all been taught since elementary and whatnot, but when you really look into things and think critically versus just scooping up whatever your teacher force feeds you, if you sit inside of a college biology class like I did and you look at how things actually work and think for yourself versus what the textbook is telling you to think, you'll realize these things that I've come to realize. With that being said, a woman ovulates monthly. We know this because we have periods, and every month we have the potential to bring forth life. And because that's not fertilized, we bleed it out and some shit. With that being said, we already have the seeds within us. Women are born with the seeds. The sperm is not the seed. The sperm is what tells the seed to start growing. Now, that's not negating the importance of the sperm. It's just reminding you of the reality of the situation, because whether I like it or not, without that spark, without that ignition, without that interaction with the sperm, I'm not having a baby. Just like without that seed, or that seed ain't shit without my eggs, or not that seed, the sperm ain't shit without my eggs, period. We need each other. That's a concept that's understood, etc. With that being said, you get majority of your mitochondrial DNA from your mother. You baking this shit for 9 months. Some people are pregnant longer, some people are pregnant shorter. You literally feel what I feel, eat what I eat, think what I think, etc. And you mean to tell me that you're not your mother's child? A lot of people use the argument that the Bible says you are your father's child. The Bible and European patriarchy are the ones who said that. Because if you want to be real, you can track majority of your DNA through your maternal bloodline. That's the only one that's undeniable, for one. For two, all the way up until the baby's had, there's no way for a mother to deny maternity. Your ass is pregnant. You can't deny maternity and you're pregnant. But what's the question mark the entire process? Paternity. Even if the man sits by it the whole time, you don't know for sure that child is yours until you get a blood test, period. That's the only way you have absolute 100% concrete evidence that the child that you are taking care of is your child. So how am I supposed to be my father's child and my father is literally a question mark? I do know my father, he's my biological father, etc., etc. But the point is, if at any point he decided to deny paternity, he could. He was never pregnant with me. So he has every way to deny it until we take a blood test, and you'll see I'm undeniably my father's daughter. With that being said, I'm just trying to help y'all understand, baby. Like, the bloodline doesn't travel through the father, because that's just not, you can't even guarantee this shit. The seed is already in the woman. All the pieces are already there, but we do absolutely undeniably need our men in order to bring the potential that we have inside of us to a reality. People like to compare it directly to Mother Earth, and that's not always the best example. I'm a gardener. I have my small garden in my backyard. I got my weed, I got my bell peppers, I got my my zucchini, and I got my, what's the other one? I got my cherry tomatoes. I'm starting small, y'all. I'm broke, so I'm starting small. But the point is, what nature does, nature is self-reproducing. The seeds grow in the earth and produce like a tree. We'll use a pine tree, for example. Pine tree sitting there, its roots are already deep within the earth and whatnot. The pine tree drops, its acorn or no, its pine nut or whatever. Pine cone. The pine seed drops its pine cone, and eventually through time it gets buried in the earth, and then the earth, provides it with what it needs in order to grow into another pine tree, etc. But if man had never planted not one seed, if humans and human-like organisms had never put one seed in the ground, the earth is still going to reproduce itself. So equating the earth to modern day African women or human women, which is African women, is not efficient, because we to my understanding, are no longer capable of self-reproducing. The earth, plants, nature does it by itself. There's no, but if we never interfered, nature would still reproduce itself. It would still, keep growing things, etc., etc. So you can't, that's not a good equivalent as of right now. A lot of people talk about once upon a time African women were able to reproduce by themselves, and that there was black women here first, which I wouldn't doubt that there was black women here first, because everything comes from women, and all the rest of nature, everything comes from woman. It's just, look around. Everything is always being produced by women. Female plants are the ones that produce, female people, female animals. It's always coming from the people. I think they say seahorses, male seahorses are the ones that have babies and whatnot, but I gotta watch it again. But I watched their reproduction process, and I'm like, that's kind of not exact what they're saying is happening. I get the idea, but that's not exactly what's happening. That's sidetracked though. The point saying is, we need our men to provide a space and provide an environment for us to bring out, to be our best, and to bring out and create the best that we can create. With that being said, we need our men to be that spark for us to be able to have that energy to reproduce. When the sperm travels through the ovarian tubes and whatnot and all that kind of stuff, when it's traveling up the tail, which is majority of the sperm, most of that shit gets left behind. That's just the car to get you where you need to go. And then the only thing that makes it to the ovary, the only thing that makes it to the egg that's sitting in the fallopian tube is just a little bitty round part, and that hits the outside, penetrates in, and the next thing you know, it's like you just hit that spark, and my cosmic move and creation is happening. It's going down. Okay, so let's just remember that. Saying the black woman is God is not negating black men. Saying that black women are creators is not negating the importance of black men, because and even though we're producers, black women are producers, and we have the potential to create, everything, that all the potential is within us, just like in the universe. The universe is our cosmic black woman, this massive blackness that everything gets produced out of. We have the potential, it's all here, but we still need y'all to manifest the potential. We need y'all to manifest some shit, okay? So just check them egos. It's okay, baby. I can say I'm God and it not take away from you. You God's son. What that make you? Yeah, if I'm God, I'm not gonna be with anything less to me. So why am I with you? Like, don't take it personal. But black women, we've been, especially dark skin black women, we've been punched and kicked and shit from every angle, getting knocked around. We need that reminder. And we need to hear that we need to know that our men remember who we are. We don't have as many problems with black women doing right by black men as we do with black men doing right by black women. We need to know that our brothers recognize who they're talking to, who they're dealing with, who they're interacting with, etc., etc. And calling me by my divinity is one of those ways that I know that. You don't think I wouldn't call a brother God and whatnot? I do that shit all the time, But I need to hear that. I need to know that now it used to be I needed to know because I didn't know, but now that I know, I need to know that you know. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. And if you ain't rocking with it, I'm not wasting my time. So now I need to know to see whether or not you worth my time. That's another story though. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. Just remember, check them egos. We in this together. We need each other. It's all love. We all, when we are best us, we all up there and whatnot. This saying that the black woman is God and equating the black woman to the cosmic universe and things like that is not at all taking away from black men. If anything, if you look at it right, it's highlighting and showing you the importance and how high up there black men have to be to even be able to be considered compatible with black women. We would not want y'all if y'all was beneath us. Okay? You are our cosmic equivalent. You are our equal in this universe. You are not equal. We're not equal. You are our match in this universe. Okay? We need you, boo. We need your wolves. You know, we need each other. You need us too, and that's the main thing. Like, y'all ain't shit without us. I've already said it the other way a few times. Just a reminder, niggas ain't shit without black women. Okay, but I'm gonna call that a wrap. Per usual, black love, black pride, and black power. Let's cancel our subscriptions to White Supremacy Weekly. You know, you have to know yourself, to love your people. And per usual, let's check those egos at the play button. Because, yeah. Anyways, I might do a little bonus video. Alright, I love y'all. Peace.